What is up, everybody? This is the Loudmouth, your boy Tim, the liberal loudmouth.
And your boy Ron, the real Ron. I got all kinds of questions on my papers.
Hey, I noticed you fixed it. You're no longer the real Ron.
I did. I was the real Ron for a long time. Because I like to be real, Tim, but I'm the real Ron, so I gotta do that. But
you're like really real in real life real.
I am pretty real.
Did I share this to the Ron? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, we're on the Ron. What's up to the one person that just showed up? You said you had some papers. What you got there, man?
Man, I've got some stuff I want to talk to you about today because I know that anybody that has watched us knows that I'm the talent, like the good-looking one of the two. But you do the reading and the research and the real work and the producing of the show. So kudos to you. But I wanted to talk to you about ImpactTulsa. I know that I've read a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And I've talked to some people over in Tulsa about it, some education stuff. And the reason I bring it up is because it's on the Owasso school board agenda for Monday night.
It is.
So
it is.
Have you read anything about it? You know anything about it that we can tell our listeners about?
Yeah. Once you brought that up to me, I went on there and I read quite a bit. And it's like these tentacles. They all seem to have the same body, Ron. The same body has gotten its little tendrils into everything. So we'll just hop over real quick and look at this. If you want to just do that,
yeah,
we'll just get right into it.
Is tendrils a word?
Yes. Let me go to I'm going to go to the board agenda. Actually, I don't know. I'll just put it up there. We'll just do this. Boom. Okay. So right here is this memorandum of understanding.
And I just want to say real quick, Owasso parents that are watching, that you have children in school, you need to be paying attention. You think that we're dumbasses that just speak loud and we're drinking, cuss, and smoke. This is important shit. Watch this.
And I'll point out that isn't actually true when we go to the board meetings. We've never screamed or hollered or anything like that at a board meeting. And somebody had said something to you after that Bixby one, right? About
I had several. They were like, "Thank you so much for coming."
Right, but didn't one of them say
like you portray on?
Yeah, didn't one of them like wish that you had been? Somebody had wished you had been.
Oh yeah, somebody sent me a text that said I was expecting more fireworks, and I was like, I was kind of shitty, and I was like, at least I was there.
Yeah, that is funny to me. But no, I mean, people have the wrong, perception of us, I think. So I'm going to scroll through this. There's a couple of things in it that are problematic, and really, what this contract says is that the Owasso district will give ImpactTulsa a bunch of data about the students. That's what it's for. It's more data mining. That's what it is. But not just data. They want to actually come into the school and talk to the students and interview the students. Let me see if I can find it here.
Hang on. Interview the students?
Yes. I can't even go into the library.
The parents will have to be involved in that, right?
Not according to this. The district just has to give them permission, and then they'll be able to come in and speak to all those people.
What?
Now, yeah, it's up somewhere in the top. I should have looked for it before we started, but it's in there. Let me find it because I just want to show it to you. I think I read it to you earlier.
You did.
Yeah, it's in there. I promise you it's in there. But we're live, so I don't want to bore everybody scrolling through and looking.
It's in there.
I'm getting some feedback there. What is that?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, right here. Here we go. ImpactTulsa will obtain permission from the district through the superintendent or designee prior to conducting in-person visits to schools to observe or speak with administrators, teachers, or students for qualitative research purposes.
So what does that mean? Qualitative research purposes.
They want to experiment on your kids.
Experiment on your children and their data.
Yeah, right. Now, right here, I want to point something out. National Student Clearinghouse. Impact Tulsa and the district will work in partnership to obtain National Student Clearinghouse data to collect information on high school graduates from the Tulsa area region, blah, blah, blah. So let's go look. First of all, let's go look at the Impact Tulsa website. Let's scroll to the bottom. Now, Ron, look at this real close and tell me if something pops out at you that looks familiar.
Quick, let me look. I see Arvest Bank. I see let's see, One Gas, Thunder, Williams. What am I looking here? Bill and Melinda Gates.
Oh my goodness, what is this? Huh? They're everywhere. They have their little tentacles into everything. So then we go look at National Student Clearinghouse, y'all. You go to About Us. I didn't even have to dig very far. How we serve the K-20 to workforce continuum.
K-20, I think I've heard of K-20 before.
Yes.
Does Stephanie Ruttman climb the ass of K-20 every board meeting?
Every board meeting. And this K-20, I want to point out to everybody, Bill and Melinda Gates pretty much springboarded this thing into life. They had existed for like a year. They were a nothing group. And then Bill and Melinda Gates came in there and gave them a bunch of money. And all of a sudden, bam, they got K-20 all across the state. And then you get a superintendent who comes in. What was the first thing she did as superintendent? Margaret Coates here.
Motor Coates said, I want to develop a 5-year strategic goal and bring in K-20.
K-20. Yep. So it's so weird, and I don't trust this thing at all. It all seems to go back to the same thing. There's more things to dig into here, but I mean, we all know what that's about, you know.
Absolutely.
It's crazy to me. And then when you get down here, this is a little disturbing to me. Where was it at? It says, yeah, right here. Is this it? No. Okay. So somewhere in here, it basically says that the district will sing the praises of Impact Tulsa.
Right. And, but you can't, they have,
yeah, it's crazy.
Impact Tulsa, if you don't know, the state the state board of education representative for Northeast Oklahoma, which is, what's her name? Clarissa
Bell, was it?
Clarissa something.
You sent it to me earlier. Let me see.
Yeah. She is
Carlisha Bradley.
She sits on the state board of education.
Right.
And she also works for Impact Tulsa.
Yeah, executive director.
That seems to be a conflict of interest to me.
You think? Because this isn't a government organization.
My House of Representative and my state senator are Dana Perito and Mark Van Kuren. Who are your representatives?
Nichols and I don't remember. Yeah, it's Nichols, because I'm right on the border. It would have been oh God, Van Kuren, but I'm just on the other side of that split. So
Monroe Nichols is your House of Representatives.
Yeah, and that dude he will never call you back. Yeah, I've never had a conversation with the man.
But you've tried to reach out to him, correct?
Oh yeah, constantly. I reached out to him multiple times.
I've never seen him at an Owasso school board meeting, which he represents part of Owasso school district. Am I wrong?
Who's that? Who's she?
Monroe Nichols.
Right. Yeah. He would represent at least part of the district. I think Van Kuren is more closely related to Owasso, but yeah. Yeah. And he's, I don't know, man. Like,
he sits on the board of Tulsa Impact is what I'm saying.
Oh, right. Which, you know, they're trying to spread their little tentacles into everything still.
Hold up, Tina's, and I'm going to speak to this real quick.
What's that?
Tina, I love you. She's connected to Kaiser.
Right.
I know the Kaiser Foundation is there. This is the problem with foundations that fund these types of whatever
organizations.
You have Kaiser, you have Waltons, the Cox. All these people are funding all these different organizations. I'm not worried I'm not worried about who's funding. I'm worried about what they are funding. I
Yeah.
know the Kaiser. I don't agree with the Kaiser. Tim may agree with Kaiser, but I don't agree with Kaiser's beliefs and what they're trying to do. But they are dumping millions and millions of dollars into these. What it appears to me is that they're trying to make Margaret Coates is trying to bring Tulsa philosophy and ideals into Owasso where it's not needed.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't really understand it. And like, so, you know, we bring up the organizations because if you gripe about one, you got to gripe about them all because they're all a problem. Whether it's Kaiser, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, or the Walton Foundation, or, you know, the Koch brothers, as an example, these are these corporations that think they know what's best for you. They don't live in your town. They don't live in your city. They don't even live in your state. They don't care. But they keep putting millions of dollars on either side of the aisle. And that to me is a problem. So, but when you bring up one, I don't, we all know that they suck. I think the issue is awareness that there's some kind of conspiracy going on here that seems purposeful. And, you know, how you get that out there, I don't know. Yes, they are expanding. Yeah.
Here's what I think. If you're a parent and you're worried about it, which I am, which I know you are, but there's a lot of parents that are too busy and just want their kids educated with the basic, fundamental basics of education. So they don't care who funds it. They just want it there because it serves a purpose. It's a social entity.
Right. And they need to just stay out of parents' lives. You know, like I've always said that there is a place for things like social emotional learning for kids that don't have parents or problematic kids that keep getting in trouble, that kind of thing. That makes sense to me, but just a blanket, you know, you're all going to learn this way because, you know, we know what's best because we went to college.
Well,
right?
because we got the knowledge.
Because we got the knowledge.
But we went over the Tulsa Impact thing because that's kind of a big deal. But it was all about people of color, Hispanic,
yes,
Black, and it didn't include. It wasn't all inclusive. It almost seemed like there wasn't poor white people.
Yeah, like here, right there are loads of poor white people. Now, this was my brother's keeper addresses persistent opportunity gaps facing boys and young men of color, blah, blah, blah. While I understand that there are going to be organizations that cater specifically to, you know, to certain, you know, ethnic groups. But why are we bringing that into a town that, gosh, we don't have many.
Demographically, we do not have that here.
Yeah, I mean, and there are policies against racism anyway. And I don't know that teaching kids anything about this disparity in the gaps or whatever is going to actually fix those gaps. The problem with those gaps is that in general, I mean, capitalism, it just doesn't serve everybody. It doesn't serve everybody. So, I mean, that's something you have to address in a separate way. The schools aren't going to be able to fix that.
Tell me about the Maxwell thing.
Oh God, this is weird. This thing is weird. Let me pull this up again.
Well, let's say hi to Tina and Todd and all. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Todd, let's put you. Tulsa has always tried to indoctrinate the surrounding towns. Yeah. Or maybe the other towns try to follow Tulsa. I don't know, you know, chicken egg. I don't know.
Well, like Margaret Coates, she lives in Tulsa. She's from Tulsa. She doesn't even live in the district that she runs.
Right. And as always, Todd, thanks for coming out. And thanks to everybody that's watching.
Yeah, thanks.
Let me pull this up here. This Maxwell leadership is so weird, y'all. It's like I don't know. It's one of those motivational speaker things is what it looks like. It's going to cost $19,500 for 2 days.
2 days.
2 days right here. Two-day leadership event. Now, I was talking to my wife because she has done these because she's a supervisor at the casino and they aren't cheap. The casino sent her to one in Dallas. It was $2,500 a person. So this is for up to 52 liters. So that's only $375 a person. Right. So, I mean, if you send all 52, that's a little cheaper. But what the weird part is when you get up here into the contract itself.
Yeah. Tell them about that, Tim.
It says confidential information means all information and data, including tangible, electronic, or other form. It even included at one point intangible stuff. So just regular information.
You can't talk about what you learn.
Yeah, it's like Fight Club. We don't talk about Fight Club. We don't talk about Maxwell leadership. The client shall not use the confidential information in any way for the client's own account or the account of any third party, except as contemplated by this agreement and a statement of work. And the statement of work is at the end of the document. It doesn't add anything to it. This is weird. If the client is required by subpoena, judicial or administrative order, or by other applicable law to disclose confidential information, and I'm going to test this if they pass it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to test it. The client must first give prompt prior written notice to the service provider in order to give the service provider a reasonable opportunity to oppose or limit such disclosure.
Now,
that is so weird.
Let me ask you this, Tim. With Gaggle, who obviously collects our students' data, are you able as a parent to get the information that they collect?
Nope. Yeah, I did an educational records request, right? And I actually brought this up in the email. I think you read that email.
Yes.
I did an educational records request for all records that they've sent to online vendors. They send me a fucking letter that said, if it doesn't fit in a filing cabinet, it's not an educational record. Wow. Literally what they said. Yeah, this was the argument that he tried to make based off of a Supreme Court case. The problem was, if you read the bottom of the majority opinion of that case, it actually says that this opinion is only related to the facts in this case, not another case. So you can't use that as precedent moving forward. So that's another problem that I'll have to address, but they won't even give me the information that they are giving other people. Yet they are going to, they're going to withhold that information, and they're willing to give it up to ImpactTulsa. How much sense does that make?
And there's a cost to that too, right?
To what?
They're contracting with ImpactTulsa. They're going to pay ImpactTulsa.
No. The contract even states that no money will be, it's not a contract for money or anything like that.
But it's a contract for data that they can then turn around and sell.
So they say, because remember the FERPA badge? Did you put your FERPA badge up?
Oh, I forgot to put my.
You did? Okay. So if you look at my profile online, it says I've got a FERPA badge. That's what they give themselves. They claim that it's going to be, handled under the umbrella of FERPA, but at this point, I don't really trust the school to do, anything. I don't really trust them to serve my kids lunch without, giving them rotten stuff. So do I think they'll give it to somebody who will hold that data with any degree of integrity? No, I don't. Because why in the hell do you need all that data? Why? And all of that information already gets transmitted to the state. So Absolutely. Why are we just handing all this data over to an entity?
Yeah, why?
Right. Now I will point out though that Neil sent me a response to that email I sent. He said that he agrees with me on both counts. So he intends to vote against the Tulsa Impact thing, and he will ask for.
He said that. He said he's going to vote no against Tulsa Impact.
Yeah, and that he will vote, that he will ask for clarification on the Maxwell leadership because he agrees that it looks weird. Granted, he's running right now, so take that for what it's worth.
Granted, he said he was going to make sure that the pornography was not going to be in blah blah blah, and he kind of lied.
Right. I was just about to say that, or he changed his mind, whatever the case is. Yeah, because he did say that he was going to suggest that they add provisions to prohibit that stuff, and it was, he never brought it up in the board meeting, and it was never added until until it was added. Anyway, I don't know, it's crazy. And Neil also has some he's got some competition today, doesn't he, Ron?
He has he does, and he knows it. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
There are three people running for Owasso Public School Board seat 3, Ward 3.
Yeah.
Neil the Comrade Kessler. And that's me. I said that. No more Neil. Because I just can't stand a liar. He sat and read a statement that was false, knowing it was false. And he lied to the community. So I'm done with that. And then you have Vincent the Sarge Donaldson. I don't know the cat. I don't know anything about him hardly. So, but he stood up. He's like, I'm going to run, blah, 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 whatever. Good on you, Vincent. But then you have Christy, what I call, I know Christy. I call her Christy the Big Spoon Moon.
It's 4 o'clock.
It is 4 o'clock. Christy the Big Spoon Moon, she's running. And this lady, if you don't know her, go follow this page, Christy Moon for Owasso School Board. Christy is a mom of 2 wonderful Owasso, very talented Owasso school kids. And
3.
She is pretty. She's a mom.
3. She's a mom for 3. I'm the other kid.
Oh yeah, I forget about
the other kid.
Christy is married to, and she is pretty too, but Christy is married to Tim. I'm just gonna say it, Tim. I don't know if you want me to or not, but
yeah, if you weren't gonna say it, I was gonna say it.
And you had asked her because you were technically unable to run, and you asked her to run for school board. And she's like, no.
Well, initially, because my suggestion was that we both run at the same time.
Well, because she's not very politically motivated, which I love about that.
Yeah, she's not. She's definitely not a politician. But I tell you what, I've been with this woman for 23 years, and I've never known in that time, I've never known a single person that did not like her. She's just a really, really good, genuine person. And she is, personality wise, complete opposites. I'm loud and abrasive. She's soft, gentle, and she listens more than she talks. I talk more than I listen.
I can vouch for that completely. You and I both don't really have the temperament, I think, to be good listeners. But yeah, Christy loves to listen to people, and she loves to find out about them and learn about them. And I love Christy running, and I'm so glad she's running because she is a parent, and she's ready. And I'm just going to say this, and I've been getting backlash about this because I'm a conservative Republican. Christy is registered Democrat, but Christy is more independent and conservative thinking than most. She wants right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
You're either right or you're wrong. She wants to hear everybody. And I'm glad she's running, and I'm supporting her wholeheartedly. I'm going all in on Christy because I think parents need to be on that school board so that we can have a voice for parents.
Yeah. Yeah, because it so far what we have are people that are padding their resumes, or it's a status symbol, or whatever the case is, and you reach out to them and they just won't respond to you. Christy's not going to be that way. If you send her an email, she's going to respond to you. She's going to listen, and even if she disagrees, if she has a bunch of people come out and say one thing, she may very well change her opinion about it because she's there to represent people, not.
Well, and I'll say this, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you or I felt passionately about a position and Christy felt just as passionately about it, she's going to tell us, this is why I'm doing it. I'm going to do it because it's the right thing that I think to do.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And even if it's something that she and I disagree on, she's, she'll do what she believes is right.
I completely believe that. And I think Christy knows that running for school board means that you are a tool of the community to represent your entire community,
Yep.
not just your husband or your friend or this elite group of people that you think are important, like Kessler,
Rhonda,
Rhonda.
man. I
And
tell you, that lady has the audacity to talk shit about me in the middle of a freaking board meeting.
that's not a lie. You can hear her talking shit to Tim on the live stream. And I will
Yeah.
say this, Rhonda didn't run a campaign, and Josh really didn't have the money to run a campaign. But Josh Stanton on the last election still pulled 31% of the vote.
Yeah, people are ready for them to go. I mean, they don't answer to anybody, but I don't know who they answer to be honest. I don't know what's going on, but we have to change it. And here's the thing. I don't want candidates that are so far one way or the other. I don't, because that's when the pendulum swings all the way to the other side, it introduces other problems that you didn't have before. And it's just as bad as being on the other side.
That's what America is about, is being in the middle and bringing everybody to the table.
Right.
Everybody's voice matters. I firmly believe that. You will never not hear me say that. I will listen to anybody. You know this. I don't block anybody. I don't censor anybody. I listen to everybody.
Oh, I blocked somebody.
Well, I know you do, but I don't.
No, I blocked somebody.
Unlunchable?
Unlunchable. More like, unlunchable. And hi, Denise. I pulled your comment up, but Ron was filibustering, so.
Yeah. Oh, Denise. Hey, what's up, Denise?
I don't think I know Denise, but I wanted to put her up there.
When at your appeal, she was there. It was the first time she came out because she doesn't like to do the whole public thing, but she came out to support you, and she was there at your appeal hearing. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Was that the one where Rhonda was like, I warped one?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely it was.
Yeah, I know some people didn't hear her, and that's not the first time that she's talked smack while somebody's up there talking or whatever. She interrupted my speech once, which is so inappropriate. I tell you what, I went to Bixby. Well, we went to Bixby the other day.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Oh my God, guys, that board meeting was so welcoming and was so nice compared to what Owasso is. The superintendent there, Rob Miller, I mean, love him or hate him, the guy is personable. He makes things personal. He treats everything like, I don't know, like it's just other people are human beings rather than, the rote formal crap that you get from Owasso and you feel like you got to walk on eggshells, Is that the same impression you get when you go there, Ron?
I have been there several times, and I have addressed this board several times. Justin, the board member that came out and was meeting everybody and introduced himself to you. I've never met Tristy or the other lady or the other ladies on the board. They don't do that. But Justin and Rob, and I've been in meetings with Rob across the table, actually. Rob has his own set of values and his own set of views, but he has a job to do, and he feels like he's doing the job. Good on you. Good on you. And he doesn't alienate. I mean, even at the board meeting one we went to, he's like, Bigsby whooped Owasso. I hope there's nobody here from Owasso.
And they called you out by name. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, so I didn't feel bad whenever you got up to speak, and I was like, he's with me, Rob. And it was just a very low-key type board meeting where I think that everybody was actually heard. Even Janice went up there, and she showed him the book, and she walked towards him. I'm like, Janice, you're going to get banned.
God, if that was in Owasso,
yeah,
there ain't no telling what the school board would have done. They'd have run back in the corner. Yeah, get away. Oh, man. So Todd brought this up. Watch the YouTube meeting on YouTube. Appreciate that, Todd. I want to speak about what I talked about that day, which was the putting the documents on the agenda so that people can actually get a feel for what they're voting on. And why is that so important right now? Because had they not done that for Owasso, I wouldn't have known about this stuff until they had already voted for it.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it is so important for people to be able to lobby their government, because if we don't know what's going on, we can't offer an opinion to our elected officials. You know what I mean? Like, by the time they voted, it's a done deal. There's nothing you can do. You can't undo it.
And I mean, in the Owasso school board meeting, and said, "Hey, thank you for doing what you did with the agenda."
Yeah. And to Denise, yes, there is a law that they have to post the agenda, but what I'm referring to are the actual posting of the documents, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Let me pull that back up. So
you can post an agenda that has line items, but it doesn't say what. Yeah, here you go. Yeah.
Right. By law, all you have to do is post the agenda. So let's say, for example, if this was a policy update, right? If this was a policy update, you would say, oh, we're voting on a policy for bullying or whatever, right? It would not include a link to the actual document itself. So you wouldn't know what it was that they were voting on, right? So this Owasso Memorandum of Understanding, what we would read was Memorandum of Understanding, ImpactTulsa, blah, blah, blah. And then we'd have to go and look it up, and we wouldn't actually really know what it was. But now you can pull it up and read it.
You can read what the board members are saying.
Right. That is what the board is given so that they can make a determination. Obviously, they have, conversations about it, I'm sure. But like in Bixby, for example, this stuff would be here, but the contract and whatever it doesn't get added until after the board meeting, which seems is wrong. And I don't even think Owasso did that. I don't even think Owasso was adding those things even later.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they just left the agenda as it was. But to Margaret Coates' credit, I had one conversation with her about that. And I'm like, look, I want to offer insight and input to my board members, but you guys just voted on something of $75,000, and I had no idea what it was that you were talking about.
Right.
So
you have to have information in order to speak to the information.
Yeah, but underhanded not to post all the info. Right. And there's no reason really for them not to, because they'll have the information when they put the agenda on there. They have to have it. Otherwise, that wouldn't make any sense. So I don't know. And you spoke about the library policy. Right?
I did. And Bixby doesn't even have a library book selection policy. They don't.
Yeah, Owasso didn't either.
They leave it up to the librarian.
Right. It was like a set of rules or whatever, but it's, all just kind of a honor system, I guess.
Right. It's an honor system. And they're like, but you and I both know that they get bonus books that,
they got a little something extra in that one. That's about how that goes. What else you got, man?
Somebody just sent me a thing. I don't know if you know Candace JJ from Deer Creek. She's a dear friend of mine.
No.
Going back to the Parents' Voice days. I spoke with the principal at the school of my two youngest kiddos, which is Prairie Vale Elementary. And she said, we have several kiddos who are getting a cheese sandwich because their accounts are so delinquent, over $20. I told her that I was pretty sure we could get this problem fixed by Monday, and they fixed the problem. Deer Creek is one of the richest, and Candace, I love you, but Deer Creek is one of the richest school districts in America.
Yeah. Isn't that where Stitt's mansion is at, Deer Creek?
Ryan Walters, all of them. Their kids are right there in Deer Creek. Deer Creek is phenomenal. Per capita, they have the biggest budget. And for that to come out of Deer Creek is just
disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Even here in Owasso, they'll still give the kids food.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
They'll-
it's
yeah.
yeah, because I saw a lunch that it was 2 lunches cost us almost $1,000. I'm like, based on the price of the food, that's 200 meals. That's
Oh, you're talking
200.
about the bullshit Stephanie Ruttman Strategic Planning Committee that was a bunch of employees from Owasso that were parents.
Right, parents. Yeah, in air quotes. Yeah, they
Dollars? Seriously?
it was like $951, I believe. Let me pull up my calculator. Oh, I may have already calculated something else on there. $951.50.
You too good
For,
to eat some fucking baloney? What the hell?
right, for 2, but if it was the strategic committee where, it was all the people that were there, it's like 8 hours. I can kind of understand it, but still, like, you're volunteering, just go in there and volunteer.
No. You got 37 people, which is
37 people.
37 people times $15 a plate. What is that?
Let's see, 37 times 15, that's 555. So if twice, that's about right.
Yeah.
But $15 a person, they could do it with 10. Surely.
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
let's see, 10 times. It wasn't 37 people.
It was 37 people that were on the committees. Yes.
Yeah, so that's $370 for $10 a person.
I'm just saying, and you found that where on the agenda?
Yeah, it was on the agenda.
So they're going to have to prove that.
Well, no, it was already on there. I don't remember exactly which one of these it was, because I'd gone through. It may have been. It may have been this one actually. Let's see. No, that's not it.
Up, it's on there. Just Google it.
Yeah, it's in there. Just Owasso School Board. No, yeah, this might be it. Yeah, this might be it. I don't remember where I saw. No, that doesn't look right. But it was something similar to this. So they have a few things in here.
Show them where you're listed on the agenda too. That kind of pisses me off because they change it every meeting now.
They do. Yeah. Well, they changed that last one without actually changing it. Yeah, right here at the very, very end. It used to be where new business came after comments.
New business always after.
Right. And then, but now, because before, and here's the thing, you're only allowed to 3 spots here. You see, each individual will have 5 minutes, not to exceed 15 minutes. So if 3 people speak for 5 minutes, that's 15 minutes. And then up here, you have agenda item comments. Same deal, 5 minutes, 3 people, up to 15 minutes. That day that they passed that, they passed that library policy, what did they do?
They listed 4 people.
4 people.
Public comment section, I believe.
It was, well, and we were all on the non-agenda item part, but then they went and moved us all to the front. So all 4 of us spoke, which based on their own rules are not allowed to do.
Well, they're allowed to do whatever they want, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I
Because
think that's actually
on the school board. Whatever.
Yeah, and that's what Renee Klein actually said. She's like, well, it's our agenda. We can do what we want with it. Didn't she say that right before the meeting?
She came up to me and she said, since everybody's speaking about the same thing,
right,
we're going to move it to the front.
Yeah, and we were talking about that, and she's like, well, it's our agenda. We can change it if we want to or whatever. But I don't think they actually can. I think once the agenda is set, they have to adhere to it. Right?
No, the agenda is you can't change the agenda.
Yeah. Right. Let's see, which begs the question, where's the money going? For which part? Sorry, I don't know when you posted that.
And pull up Denise's last isn't not that one.
Isn't it a law that they posted? Yeah, I already brought this up.
Yeah, that's it. They post the agenda. That's the agenda.
Right, but they honestly they need to change the law to where they have to post the documents that they're using to base their board vote on. They should have to do that. Where's all the money going to Deer Creek? Man, I'm sure they have a lot of contractors in that area that do a lot of work.
And I'm not gonna say this, but I'm not gonna tell you who I talked to, but like Tim got banned for going up and speaking. Well, he got banned for saying fucking bullshit. But anyway, he got banned for basically being an annoyance and speaking up against pornography and sexually explicit graphics and books in the library. I know that a bill is coming to the legislature in the spring that is going to allow parents the ability to go directly to the state Department of Education, the Board of Education, with those same complaints and saying, okay, if Margaret Coates wants to pull her bullshit and ban me and not listen to what I have to say, I'm going to be able to go to Ryan Walters and the board at the state level. So,
yeah. Isn't Ryan Walters part of that ImpactTulsa too, though?
Well, I don't think he's part of ImpactTulsa, but I know that he has been on board with ImpactTulsa in the past because they support charter schools and vouchers and things of that nature.
Right. And I want to point out to people what they're doing here is trying to get both people on the left and people on the right to like kind of come together a little bit, because what they're doing is they're taking racial issues and, racial, minorities or whatever, and coupling it with charter school crap so that the liberals have to love it. And then the Republicans might have to love it because it's pro charter school and pro, whatever flavor of the day virtue signal you want to do. You know what I mean? And this is strategic. This is on purpose. They're doing this because what's that?
Tina's last comment.
Talk to Sherry Conley.
Do you know
I've heard that. I know the name. Isn't she like a board member or something?
She's a House of Representatives.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And she's doing some great work with the book legislation.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's been reaching out to me and we've been talking about legislation, and I think that you and I probably should have a meeting with Sherry.
Yeah, because I don't want them to go too damn far with it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's got to be a limit to that. Because there are some people that just want all graphic novels pulled off the shelf, and I think that's a problem.
And guess who Sherry offices with?
Who?
Chris Banning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice.
That's a power couple.
Well, you know what? We can go up there and talk to both of them then.
Exactly.
I've never
awesome.
met her.
She's very middle of the road, I'll say. She's just very common sense.
Good. Well, hopefully that pendulum isn't, breaking off and flying across the room.
Have you ever seen the show To Catch a Predator?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to speak.
Don't say it. Oh my God. GOP Ed committee talked a lot with her.
Yeah. Sherry's good people.
Yeah. Man, the GOP, and this is true for liberals too, but when everything revolves around the party and what's best for the party, it's not often what's best for everybody.
I will say that is true, especially with public schools. It's absolute period. Public schools has nothing to do with party politics.
Right. It shouldn't.
Social issues. Public schools deals with teaching kids to read, write, and do arithmetic.
Period. I mean, you can put a stamp on that one.
Tina, don't say easy now.
Easy now. Well, I mean, I'm serious. Think about that. I have seen and heard some things over the last couple of days that didn't blow my mind because I already knew it was a thing, but it just irritates me because it's like, oh, well, you're not part of the party. You know, we can't support that, or we can't do this, or we can't, even if it makes sense.
Right.
You know, I've had, you know, and I think a lot of people reach out to you and not me because they don't want to like be caught talking to a liberal.
I don't know if it's a liberal, if it's just you, man. I mean, it is well, is what I'm saying.
It is well. Oh my God. That who all has seen that song?
Yeah, if you've seen this, if you've watched Tim's rendition of It Is Well, throw your hand up.
You know what? I'm pulling it up, Ron. We're gonna do this live.
Do it.
What do you think? Are you good with that? Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna do that. What a great picture. I gotta turn my microphone and make sure y'all hear it.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is the best. Okay. It's so bad it's good.
It is well. Woke up and I'm gonna play you a song. I just woke up. Here we go. It's called It Is Well.
Play it to the end.
In my soul, in my soul, it is Y'all, it doesn't get any better or worse than that.
Okay.
There's context here with that song.
Tim is not making fun of religious hymns.
No. Somebody did say that to me there, and I'm like, I didn't even think about it like that because Ron sent me a link.
I woke up at 7:30 in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
He sends me this link to this video, and the first thing I did was grab my guitar and start recording.
It has nothing to do with religion.
Oh man,
religious hymns. I swear to God, I love Jesus. I've made him. That's not what it is.
But I will say we've got something better in the works, don't we, Ron?
Oh, we do. We're working on a song right now. Oh my God, that was so good. It was so bad. It was good.
Yeah, you may have to have been there. Because
Melissa was like, I don't get it.
She was like, y'all are ridiculous. But then once she saw the other video, she got it and thought it was hilarious.
And I think it went from 221 to 222 when she watched it. But your video's got almost 1,000 views.
Oh my God, I know, it's pretty ridiculous. 806 views. That's retarded. You know,
retarded.
Do what?
You can't say retarded.
Oh, well, we're loudmouths. I mean, right?
Oh, yeah.
We don't do the PC thing here, do we?
We don't, but don't get us banned by saying retarded.
Okay. Oh, that's true. Sorry, Facebook. I'll erase that. Yeah. Oh my God. How sad is that though? Because growing up, what did we always say?
It's retarded.
Yep.
It's MR. It's not making fun of mental retarded people. It's just that is an actual word in the English language. You cannot
read this, Ron. Certainly wouldn't have linked that to him.
The dude that Tim is parroting, and this is completely a parody.
Yeah.
The dude that Tim is parroting looked like he was trying to take a shit.
He did.
Singing this hymn, and both of them are a joyful noise unto the Lord.
Yes.
So
Mine was a little more joyful,
I think
and a little more noise.
it was. He has been just so bad, Tim. I don't want to say his name because I don't want I don't want to put him out there, but man, he's been trolling us.
That's why I went in and blocked him. I'm like, this dude is a stalker. I can't turn around and without he tags everybody in like everything. So it was like notification all day long, and I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, he's just he's like, how many views I got on Spotify? How many views? I'm the 15th most influential podcaster in America.
Yeah.
The fuck you are. Really?
So I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. It stopped being fun like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So,
it was always for sure. Oh my God.
I will say though, that picture he did with us in the eyeballs of that sloth, that was pretty good. That was, you got to give him credit.
I don't think that was him though. I think that his wife, that he divorced his last wife when he got caught cheating on. I think his wife told him to do that.
Oh man, I don't know, but it was pretty funny because when I first saw that picture, I actually didn't see us in the eyes because you had texted it to me until you pointed out. Did you look at the eyes? The eyes have it.
The eyes have it.
That's good shit, man. Well, do you have anything else?
All I have is Bridget Spiegel.
That's it? Nothing else? I mean, that's, and for what it's worth, the guy and his wife, lovely voices. I mean, I believe he went to school for musician.
Oh, he's very talented. He's very smart.
Oh, yeah.
He's just an asshole.
Yeah, just kind of little, I don't know, a little weird.
He's a serial killer. I don't know, but he's very smart and very talented, and I wish him the best of luck, but he just picked the wrong fucking fight with me.
Yeah, I don't know, the trolling and then the gaslighting, I think to me is like you start something and then bitch about people responding to it. It's weird.
And like people aren't smart enough to know what the fuck you're doing.
Right, which we all did. But I don't have to.
We both understand that people can see through bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think he can see that people see that. I don't think he sees it. If that makes any sense.
Where are we going to be at? Where are we going to be at Monday?
Owasso School Board. 6:30. 6:30. Be there or be square. There, it won't be all exciting like normal, but I'm going to be speaking. Do what?
I had a lady reach out to us today, and wanted us to come to Piedmont. She said Piedmont parents would love for y'all to come down and say something.
You don't like South Dakota or whatever?
No, Piedmont, Oklahoma, wherever that's at.
Oh, I've never heard of Piedmont.
I'm not going to South Dakota, lady, but
is there a Piedmont, Oklahoma?
I think so.
Let's see, Piedmont, Oklahoma. Well, sure enough, it's over on the other side of Edmond.
Oh,
okay. Let me pull that up. I've never heard of it before. It's like
cool. That'd be cool.
Piedmont, right there.
Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah, just on the outside of. I mean, maybe we could
get with her.
Yeah, if we get invited, we'll come out and speak about whatever you want to. But I will say it is a lot different speaking at a board meeting that I don't have a stake in the community, So I don't know that I would want to speak at a school where I have no kids or whatever.
I think they were very welcoming of you.
Yeah.
I have a daughter in Bigsby, so I could go down there and speak all day long. But you didn't. You had no stake in Bigsby, but they were very welcoming.
Yeah. Well, and that's also why I use some of the language that I used is to offer them an idea rather than please do this. It's like here's something for you to think about. Yeah, I think they were listening.
I think so too.
Yeah. I don't know about the books because from what I understand, there's a couple of board members that want to keep all of them on there. Is that accurate?
3 board members want to keep all books, everything.
No matter what?
No matter ALA approved books.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Then then pass a policy that says kids can reenact all of the books while at school, because if it's appropriate to watch,
exactly.
it's appropriate to read. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's I don't know. That's crazy. It's like, all right, quit holding hands. That's inappropriate. You know that's inappropriate. Go to the library, read that book.
I will say that I'm waiting on Nadine and Amanda to come out with Liquorin and Bickering.
Liquorin and Bickering. That'll be awesome. Have you talked to them about it? They haven't reached out to me about it. I've offered my services.
Nadine hit me up on a couple of posts today, just talking shit,
but no direct. Well, I'll send them another message, and because they said it. I'm, like, man, I'll produce the show while y'all do it, for free.
Don't give them any more.
And it might reacted may appeal to some. Oh God, don't we know it? I mean, I was a kid once. I know what it. I get it, but man, yeah, I don't. Somebody asked me today if I thought that the book had hurt my kid, like harmed my kid, and I'm like, I don't know. You won't know until they're an adult and have issues with, and even then, you can't really go backwards and say, well, it was definitely because of that. You know what I mean? Especially with my daughter, I've always been very open with them about everything. And so it wasn't like she didn't know what sex was or anything like that. But I don't think it's helpful. No, I think I mean, hell, the hormones are bad enough to deal with on their own. It's even worse when you're like, oh, look at that.
Right.
Look at that. That's cool. Maybe Melissa and I need to do a show. Get on it. Everybody should.
I try to talk to Melissa all the time, Tina. So y'all need Melissa thinks that she's going to get beat up if she does a show. I think she'll blow up if she does a show.
Y'all should do a show. I mean, you know what? Do one. Just make it informal.
Yeah,
do like once a week or whatever.
Y'all come on here and talk with us and see how people react.
I mean, and look how me and Ron are half the time anyway.
I know.
People shit on us about that, but I don't think the world is ready for you, Tina. But you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Tim and I have had Unlunchables. We've had the state superintendent on our show, and we're just a couple of jackasses.
Right. But we know when to be appropriate and when not to be appropriate. And that's just, when you're interviewing somebody, we're not going to act like a couple of idiots like normal. But again, this is also, these are caricatures of us. Is it not, Ron? I mean,
people always say so much different from what I see on. Yeah, I play an asshole on Facebook.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, sometimes it works. Sometimes. Did you have anything else, Ron?
Nothing else.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody that watched. And are we going to do one tomorrow, or are we going to make this in lieu of that?
I think that tomorrow we take the day off and we just hit it Monday with some reminders or something.
Well, on Tuesday we'll go live.
Well, Monday is the board meeting, so I want people to come out to the board meeting. And Tim's got a new page. He just started, like the real Ron. He's got his own page, the Liberal Loudmouth. You need to go subscribe or follow or like or whatever.
And reach out to Christy Moon. If you're from Owasso, reach out to Christy Moon. Ask her anything you want.
Moon back up.
Let me pull it up there. Let's see.
I'm going to make that my profile picture. This lady right here is who you need to vote for in February.
Oh, where did I?
51% in February.
I had it up.
Volunteer or you want to help out? I'm not asking for money. I'm just wanting volunteers for door knocking, for ideas, places to meet Christy.
Yeah.
Let's get her out there. And
she is a great human being, y'all.
A great human being. She's a parent. She is involved. And I think once you meet her, it'll be, if you don't want Neil and you don't want Tim, you should vote for Christy.
Well, the other guy, Vincent, is the other dude. Yeah, Vincent. Yeah. They can't get me this time around. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
But Christy is, I trust her with my life.
I think Christy's a better choice than you, Tim, because she has the temperament.
Yeah, for school board. Of course, I don't think I'd have any issue in the school board, but I'd probably be a lot more annoying to the other school board members than necessary. Christy won't be.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
She's just.
I would too.
Yeah, she's just a likable person. She's just really, she's just a likable person.
Lovable. I love her. She's great. Yep. She's good people.
All right, man. Well, I will catch you on Tuesday then at 7:00.
Yeah.
And catch everybody else out there Tuesday, 7:00, and come out to the school board. We'll see you there.
Thanks,
all right,
y'all.
everybody. Peace.